Welcome to our channel. In today's deep dive, we explore the complex reasons behind the rising food prices in 2024. From supply chain disruptions to climate change, we break down how various factors contribute to the cost of food and what it means for consumers. Understanding these elements is crucial for making informed decisions about our food systems and future economic stability. In this video, we cover supply chain disruptions, how global events are affecting food availability, climate change, the impact of extreme weather on agriculture, inflation, how economic trends are influencing food prices, labor shortages, the effects of workforce challenges on food production, energy costs, how rising energy prices are affecting the food industry, high input costs, the impact of increased costs for fertilizers and seeds, geopolitical tensions, how trade restrictions and international conflicts are influencing food costs, increased demand, the role of growing global populations and incomes in driving food prices, regulatory costs, how stricter regulations are affecting the food industry, speculation, the role of market speculation in food price inflation. Stay tuned until the end to learn how these factors interact and what it means for your grocery bills. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights on pressing global issues. In 2024, many people are feeling the pinch at the grocery store, with food prices reaching levels that seem unprecedented. To truly understand why food is so expensive today, we need to examine a web of interconnected factors that are driving up costs and reshaping the food landscape. This comprehensive analysis will explore 10 key reasons contributing to the surge in food prices. 1. Supply chain disruptions. The global supply chain has been under intense strain in recent years. Events like the COVID-19 pandemic, natural disasters, and geopolitical conflicts have disrupted the smooth flow of goods from farms to grocery store shelves. For example, the pandemic caused delays in transportation and a shortage of workers, affecting every stage of food production and distribution. Natural disasters, such as hurricanes and wildfires, have damaged crops and infrastructure, leading to decreased supply and higher prices. Moreover, geopolitical tensions, such as trade wars and sanctions, have further complicated supply chains. These disruptions have led to inefficiencies and higher costs, which are ultimately passed on to consumers. As a result, what might have been a routine trip to the grocery store now comes with a noticeable price tag. 2. Climate change. Climate change is having a profound impact on agriculture, which in turn affects food prices. Extreme weather events, such as droughts, floods, and heat waves, are becoming more frequent and severe. These events can devastate crops, reduce yields, and increase the cost of farming. For instance, prolonged droughts can lead to water shortages, making it difficult for farmers to irrigate their crops. This can result in lower harvests and higher prices for produce. Similarly, floods can damage fields and disrupt planting and harvesting schedules, leading to reduced supply and increased costs. Furthermore, changing climate patterns can affect the prevalence of pests and diseases, which can further impact crop yields and livestock health. As farmers and producers struggle to adapt to these changes, the cost of food production rise, contributing to higher prices for consumers. 3. Inflation. Inflation, the general increase in prices across the economy, has been a significant factor in rising food costs. When inflation rates are high, the purchasing power of money decreases, leading to higher prices for goods and services, including food. In recent years, inflationary pressures have been fueled by various factors, including monetary policy, supply chain disruptions, and increased demand. As the cost of living rises, so too does the cost of food, making it more expensive for consumers to maintain their standard of living. 4. Labor shortages. The food industry relies heavily on a skilled and sufficient workforce. However, labor shortages have become a significant issue, impacting various stages of food production, from farming to processing to distribution. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the vulnerabilities in the labor market, with many workers falling ill, quarantining, or leaving the industry due to health concerns. Additionally, lower wages and challenging working conditions have made it difficult to attract and retain workers. As a result, higher labor costs are passed on to consumers through increased food prices. 5. Energy costs. Energy is a critical component of food production, from powering machinery on farms to transporting goods across the country. Rising energy prices, driven by factors such as fluctuating oil markets and geopolitical tensions, have a direct impact on the cost of food. For example, higher fuel prices can increase transportation costs, leading to higher prices for imported and locally produced food. Additionally, the cost of energy-intensive processes, such as heating and cooling in food processing facilities, can contribute to higher overall food prices. 6. High input costs. The costs of inputs like fertilizers, seeds, and pesticides have risen significantly in recent years. These inputs are essential for modern agriculture, helping to boost crop yields and protect against pests and diseases. However, rising prices for these inputs have increased the overall cost of farming. For example, the cost of synthetic fertilizers has surged due to supply chain issues and increased demand. As a result, farmers face higher production costs, which are passed on to consumers in the form of higher food prices. 7. Geopolitical tensions. Geopolitical tensions and conflicts have far-reaching effects on global food markets. Trade restrictions, sanctions, and tariffs can disrupt the flow of goods and increase costs for both producers and consumers. For example, trade wars between major economies can lead to increased tariffs on agricultural products, making it more expensive to import and export food. Additionally, conflicts in key agricultural regions can disrupt supply chains and affect global food prices. As a result, consumers face higher prices as market volatility and trade restrictions impact the availability and cost of food. 8. Increased demand. Global population growth and rising incomes have led to increased demand for food. As more people enter the middle class, their consumption patterns change, leading to higher demand for diverse and higher quality food products. This increased demand puts additional pressure on food production systems, which may struggle to keep up with the growing needs of a larger and more affluent global population. As a result, prices rise to balance supply with demand, making food more expensive for consumers. 9. Regulatory costs. Stricter environmental and food safety regulations can impact food production and processing costs. While these regulations are important for ensuring food safety and sustainability, they can also increase costs for producers. For example, regulations that mandate higher standards for environmental protection or animal welfare may require significant investments in technology and infrastructure. These added costs can lead to higher prices for consumers as producers pass on the expenses to maintain compliance with regulatory requirements. 10. Speculation. Commodity markets are influenced by speculative trading, where investors buy and sell food commodities based on anticipated future price movements. This speculation can drive up prices, even if the actual supply and demand conditions do not justify the increases. For example, traders may speculate on future shortages or price increases, leading to higher prices in the short term. This speculative activity can contribute to price volatility and make food more expensive for consumers, even in the absence of significant changes in supply or demand. Conclusion: the high cost of food in 2024 is the result of a complex interplay of factors, including supply chain disruptions, climate change, inflation, labor shortages, energy costs, high input costs, geopolitical tensions, increased demand, regulatory costs, and speculation. Understanding these factors can help consumers make informed decisions and advocate for solutions to address the challenges facing our food systems. By recognizing the underlying causes of rising food prices, we can better understand the broader economic and environmental issues at play and work towards creating a more resilient and sustainable food system for the future.